Weapons hot and one-liners at the ready, recruits. This ain't just some summer blockbuster vacation. This is the real deal. You've been chosen as part of an elite task force for the month of action. Now when those bullets start to fly and everything around you is up in flames, don't you lose your nerve. Remember who you are. You're the toughest, craziest, most resourceful sons of bitches to ever lace them up. We don't wait for backup and we damn sure don't retreat. Now strap your asses in and get ready for the drop. Oh, and one more thing. Before you pull that trigger, tell them John Mortis sent you.
Welcome to the motherfucking Balance of Cinema podcast. We are celebrating ass-kicking, gun-toting action movies from across the world. It is the month of action, a yearly celebration of the people who fill our veins with pure adrenaline. I am your host, Steven, and joining me today is Andy, action movie guy Gorman, from the Imperial Scum podcast. Hello, Andy.
Hello, Steven. Wow, with that kind of intro, I am rip-roaring and ready to go, because this movie, can't wait to talk about it with you.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. So the month of action, I'm covering all female-led action movies. Of course, this is very performative because I've only had one female guest. It's all men from now on. And yeah, should be the third episode. Hopefully, I'm gonna edit this part out if that's not the case. But yeah, I wanted to cover two American female-led action movies and two Hong Kong ones. So the first Hong Kong action movie I covered was Iron Angels, which is an insane Charlie's Angels ripoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny, and then it turns into like this insane movie with this insane female Yakuza sadist. But now we're covering Royal Warriors, which is Michelle Yeoh's second lead film after Yes, Madam. Are you a fan of Michelle Yeoh?
Of course, she's our queen. Are you kidding me? She's one of the queens of action cinema. Yeah, I've been a fan for years. I think probably the first time I would have seen her was Police Story 3 on just, a VHS or something when I rented it. And then I was like, who is this that's standing toe-to-toe and most of the time more charismatic than even Jackie Chan? What's happening here? And then you kind of go down back then we didn't have as much access to these movies. So when you could find them, they'd be on really bad VHS rips that were just horrible quality, but I still could not stop myself from watching any and all that I could find.
Michelle Yeoh, for me, the first time I ever saw her anything was in Tomorrow Never Dies.
A classic. I love it. It's a great Bond movie. A lot of people give it guff, but I'm like, are you kidding me? It's Michelle Yeoh.
It's for me, it's very hard because it is the first Bond film I ever saw. So like anytime I talk it up, I feel like it's just nostalgia talking, but I generally really like that one.
That's okay. I've been there too. Nostalgia is a crazy drug sometimes, but I think you're right on this one.
I want to meet the guy whose first Bond film was A View to a Kill, and he's just like, no, I swear it's good.
A View to a Kill is good in its own way.
I can't wait to talk about A View to a Kill one of these days. So yeah, this is her second. I think I actually already said that. So yeah, this comes a year after Yes, Madam. She probably filmed both at the same time because that's just how they did it back then.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw something on Twitter like it got to the point to where like Stephen Chow was in like 30 movies in 1 year, and it's like holy shit.
I know, absolutely insane to think that. I was like, was he ever not on a movie set for that entire, year before that or something, or just never left? Because it's insane. I think somebody said he had like the number 1, number 2, like the top 10 movies that were making money he was in or starred in, and I was like, that's absolutely nuts. And I'm sure somebody will correct me on it, but that's okay because it's not 100% correct. But he had so many. He was like, his name was in every. I was like, wow, all the top movies in Hong Kong at that time, Stephen Chow was in them. So okay, cool.
I'm just imagining him being like, he's on Fist of Fury. Was it Fist of Fury 1990? And he's like, hey, do you want to get lunch? He's like, no, sorry, I gotta go shoot turkey brains right now. yeah, Michelle Yeoh, she started as a dancer and a model, a pageant queen too.
Hmm.
And she was in, what was it, Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars was like technically her first movie, and she fights Sammo Hung.
Hmm. Yeah, and brief, very, very brief. I think if I remember hearing correctly, when you win a pageant over there, you also get like immediately cast in movies and stuff, and that's part of your like prizes. And sure enough, she shows up in that, and then literally, just blows everybody away with "Yes, Madam," and then comes this, which I absolutely love, "Yes, Madam," but think. I know you haven't asked me yet, but I think I might like Royal Warriors just a little bit more for how just absolutely crazy it goes.
Well, I think we're definitely gonna talk about it later more, but I do kind of want to go off that and say like I think the advantage that Royal Warriors has is Royal Warriors is like pretty straightforward. Like,
Hmm.
yes, madam, it's like, okay, hey, we have these two cool cops, and then it's like, and then we'll just cut over these other two comedic guys for most of the movie, and it's like, no, go back to the women.
Yeah, yeah, they're way, way better.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's got three leads that bounces between them, and it mostly is divorced of like the kind of cringy Hong Kong comedy that a lot of these
Mhm.
films could have. Do you remember your first time watching this movie?
Yeah, it would have been again, like I said, a bad VHS bootleg. But then, so I watched it once, and watching it under not the best circumstances sometimes can kind of paint the movie in a certain way. And I was like, that was cool. It definitely, the fight scenes looked awesome, but I remember Fox put out a bunch of the DVDs with like remastered image, and this was one of them that I bought, and I was like, oh, this is what the movie was saying, because it was a bad dub, and you couldn't understand half of what was happening in the movie because the dub didn't seem to match up that I was watching anyway. So I would say when I got that Fox DVD and then watched it, I was like, this immediately shot up to my list of like, oh, this is like some of the upper echelon of Hong Kong action of the '80s. It's absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah. For me, what happened is Everything Everywhere All at Once got pretty big, and so Criterion was like, "Hey, we're gonna release the Michelle Yeoh collection." And I don't know what happened to Criterion. It just seemed like at one point some guy took over that really likes Hong Kong movies.
Oh, right. I know. They had like Sammo Hung month. They had this. They put Jackie Chan stuff everywhere. I was like, yeah, we need more of this.
They did like Once Upon a Time in China, like the complete collection of it, and maybe that sold well enough. And they're just like, "Oh, okay, we should do more."
Yeah. Oh, people apparently like this stuff and have been starved for really good quality versions of these for decades. I guess we should
Yeah.
give them what they want.
I think they're probably just seeing like how much like Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome was getting sales off of this, and they're like, "Oh yes, we'll take that, please."
Most likely.
Yeah, they had like a Michelle Yeoh selection. It was like I haven't really seen a lot of her Hong Kong movies, really just like Super Cop. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch all those. So I watched Magnificent Warriors, Heroic Trio 2, and then Royal Warriors. The other ones I could get at the library, but Royal Warriors gonna happen multiple times. In particular, I had to get the Criterion service for, which is it's a good service to be honest. If you like,
It is.
if you just want to be like, well, I would like to watch a Japanese noir film. The Criterion collection will just be like, oh yeah, we got like 30. Do you want to? Where do you want to start? And it's like, oh, I want to watch Kurosawa, and like even like beyond like Japanese or Asian cinema, like that's such a great resource for movies.
Yeah. Plus, they're one of the few like streaming services that actually put special features and like documentaries on with stuff. So it's like, oh, okay, good. I like this movie. I want to know more about it. Let me watch that. So
Yeah.
definitely one of the better streamers out there for sure.
Yeah, I think they even have like commentaries too. Like you can watch it with the commentary, and that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, we have a little bit more details about the 1986 movie Royal Warriors. Is that when it was released in America, it was given the title In Line of Duty, and because I guess this did well enough, they're like, we need more In Line of Duty movies. Let's take this movie that she did the year before and say that's In Line of Duty 2.
Yep, that seems about right. I've also heard this is called Police Assassins or something like that. which is
Um,
also
which,
insane.
yeah, that actually works as a title.
Mhm.
Normally, a lot of those secondary titles, you're like, what? What? Why was that the title? Um,
I know. Like striking impact. What does that mean?
but eventually, this led to the creation of more In Line of Duty movies. In Line of Duty 3, which Michelle Yeoh is only in the first two, and then Cynthia Kwan takes over. Who, fun fact, Cynthia Kwan is named after the leads of Yes Madam. Michelle Yeoh used to be Michelle Kwan, and then Cynthia Rothrock, so she became Cynthia Kwan.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, she created a bunch more sequels, including In Light of Duty 3, which features First Common Rider. And then, of course, In Line of Duty 4, which features Donnie Yen, which, if you look at the cover of that movie, you will believe that he is the main character.
Oh man, I think if you go back and look at the original poster, it's like all their faces. But yeah, as soon as it started to come out and Donnie Yen got bigger here, they were like, oh, let's put that back out and let's slap him front and center on every cover that comes out of the movie.
It's kind of funny with this one, too, is with this one, it's Michelle Yeoh is all over the covers, and it's like, wow, you're missing the guy that got really big
I
recently.
know. I think he's an Oscar nominated actor and now
Yeah.
Emmy nominated. Yeah. That guy was also in this movie too.
We're gonna go over the cast and crew. A lot of the crew I'm not super familiar with. So it's directed by David. I'm gonna get names wrong. I'm so sorry. It's directed by David Chung,
Mhm,
who is mostly a cinematographer. Actually have a list of some movies. So he was a cinematographer for things like the first Once Upon a Time in China, My Heart is Eternal Rose, Love on Delivery, Gods of Gamblers. So yeah, he's worked on like quite a bit of movies.
mhm.
But directing wise, he did a couple films in the 80s and that was pretty much it. But one of those films is actually Magnificent Warriors, which I feel like they're trying to imply that, like, with that title, it's a sequel to this one, but it's literally just an Indiana Jones movie of Michelle. Well, she's not adventuring. It's more of just like a period, like kind of pulpy action movie. But
Mhm. It's fun.
I, yeah, I call it Michelle Yeoh's Indiana Jones. The writer on this movie I'm not too familiar with, and oh my god, people are gonna hate me. Sang Kong Cheong is the best way I could say his name. But
That's how I would have pronounced it. So I think they're gonna hate us both.
but just kind of looking at his background, he took part in like a ton of Stephen Chow movies, and was also one of the writers on Magic Cop. So this guy is just he likes to write a lot of insane movies apparently.
Yeah, very much so. Really crazy like third acts.
And then I wanted to throw I believe he's the choreographer. IMDb just listed him as stunts,
Mang
but
Hoi.
okay, maybe it's a different guy that okay, so I'm gonna trust you more than my own research. But
Oh,
I
what
thought
did
it
your
was
research say?
so on IMDb it said stunts was Blackie Koi Sing Liang. Blackie Koi
Okay.
Say Liang. But I also did see Meng Hoi's name on there too.
Blackie Koi, from what I know, it's actually Blackie Ko.
Oh,
From
okay.
what I've heard in various like commentaries, he was a famous like he did all the car stunts.
Oh,
So he
okay.
was a car stunt guy, and then Meng Hoi and Chin Ka Lak were the fight choreographers, according to what I heard here. I could be wrong, but and they're both kind of Sammo Hung started with Sammo Hung stunt team, and then uh, I think Meng Hoi also did. I think he dated Cynthia Rothrock, which is crazy to think.
Oh, wow.
Um, but and he did a lot of her choreography, and then worked a lot with Corey Yen on his movies. So I think Righting Wrongs, he had a part to play in with that too, helping to choreograph. And so if there's a hard hitting 80s action movie that's not Jackie Chan or Sammo Hung, pretty much Meng Hoi and Corey Yuen were behind it. And this one looks like it's him. And then, yeah, Blackie Ko does some amazing car stunt work. It's like, how did they not kill somebody? Any Hong Kong movie where there's car stunts, I always ask that every time I watch it because I'm like, How? Some of
Yeah.
these like you can't just drive a car like that. Somebody had to be inside to do something, and then I don't know how. So it's crazy.
Yeah, no, they're like that. Like, obviously, we're gonna get to that, but the action in this movie is just so great. And like,
Insane.
so starring in the movie, I did just kind of get the three leads because those are the main people that I recognize. Michelle Yeoh, we talked quite a bit about. Like, yeah, like
Mhm.
she became like an action legend after this movie, or after Yes Madden specifically. Did a bunch of movies and then like stopped for a bit. Like, it really seems like a common thing with like female action leads in Hong Kong is they'll do a couple of movies and they'll get married and then they're pretty much done.
Right. Yeah. I guess, and I'm sorry to keep going back to a commentary that I listened while I was watching this one, but they said part of the reason that she took a break was this movie in general because she took so many injuries while making it, that she was like, I need some time off. These movies are insane. So I guess a lot of those times you see her get thrown around or in fights and landing on hard surfaces or things like that. It's her. So take that for what it's worth. That's what I heard in the commentary by more than once. So I was like, oh gosh, poor
Yeah.
thing. Like she's so awesome. I would hate to see somebody have to take a break after making a movie like this because this movie's amazing and we want more. But I also understand that when you're hurt, you gotta rest.
And then it's funny too, she came back with Super Cop where she almost died off of a car stunt.
Uh, right? She's like, okay, I'm rested. Let's go do a Jackie Chan movie. Like, wow, okay.
And then we have Hiroyuki Sanada as Peter Yamamoto, which I think it's funny that they had to give him an American name. It's like you could have at least called him Peter Sanada or something because it's
Right.
Michelle. Yeah, because we got Michelle Yeoh as Michelle Yip, and then Michael Wong was Michael Wong. But yeah, Hiroyuki Sanada, he was like gonna be like the next Sonny Chiba. He was like Sonny Chiba's protege
Hmm.
and was pretty much like the next big action guy in Japan. But it turns out that he also knows how to act.
Yeah, I know. Really knows how to act.
Yeah, so like he kind of branched out from Japanese action movies and started in like a lot of like Japanese dramas and comedies, and then eventually he made his way to America. I should point out too that he actually went to England to study Shakespeare, so that would definitely explain like both his acting ability and his like really good grasp of English.
Mhm.
Of course, he became famous in America from, well, maybe not like super famous from this specifically, but he was, of course, in Last Samurai, and then he was the main villain in Rush Hour 3, and then he just kind of grinded in American cinema to now where you can actually say he's a star because of things like Shogun.
Yeah.
You see him pop up in movies all the time. People are like, oh my God, it's him.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, I've been saying that since the '90s because
Have you seen any of his Japanese action movies?
I've seen a good majority of them. Yes, and I'm thankful because there's a new Blu-ray label coming out called Toy Robot, which is one of the former people who was at Shout Factory. And one of their first releases is actually Roaring Fire, which is Hiroyuki Sanada's action movie. It's basically, this is not me saying it, but I've heard many people say like Jackie Chan stole a ton of ideas from that movie. Like and I have seen a really bad copy of it that's been, copied from VHS to DVD and everything else that. And I don't think it didn't have subtitles, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. But the action is amazing, and I'm really excited that that's being remastered and coming out on Blu-ray. I mean, what a time we live in that these movies are readily available. When I spent the first 30 years of my life trying desperately to find at least a watchable copy. Now I'm like, oh, this isn't in 4K. Ugh, gross. Get it out of my face.
Um, yeah, that's great, but then also I'm still buying DVDs. I just got US Seals 2 on DVD, so
Oh, US Seals 2 is amazing, man. I'm so happy for. I love
yeah.
that movie. Oh,
I just
Isaac Florentine Hive unite.
I just saw it at like a used bookstore. I was like, okay, it's only 250, I have to have it. But yeah, it's great time when we can finally see good quality versions of movies that were only available on like shitty VHSs
Mhm.
or DVDs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really crazy that Hiroki Sanada is like also he was also lucky enough to be in some Hong Kong movies. Um, was it Ninja in the Dragon Den? That's his other Hong Kong movie.
Yep, yep. Yeah, Corey Yin directed that one, and again, he's awesome in it. His fight scenes, God, I wish he did more. We'll get to that in a little bit. Sorry to
Yeah,
jump ahead, but man, I wish he did because they just he his timing. He has a cool look. Like this movie will really talk. Like he is. It's like his Dirty Harry. Like you know what I mean. He's so cool looking and like. But his kicks are crisp. He can do you know, acrobatic stuff. It's like anything they put in front of him, he could do. And I was like, God, I wish he would have done just more Hong Kong stuff so I could see, just get more of his action in my eyes.
yeah, like generally like he's been kind of he's kind of just like a swordsman guy now. Like a lot of action in the movies, he generally uses a
Hmm.
sword, or in Mortal Kombat, he uses a little kunai. But it was crazy to see him back then when he could just do these like really amazing crisp kicks.
Yeah.
And then we have our third lead, Michael Wong, who, as Michael Wong, you might remember him in other Hong Kong movies where he played a police officer named Michael.
Or Brandon Lee's best friend named Michael. Or
Yeah. I tend to call him Captain Michael Wong, just because just there's so many times where he's his bread and butter was just playing like a police captain.
Mhm.
And yeah, generally always called Michael or John. He has like some like American name. But yeah, Michael Wong is actually a Chinese American actor. He most of his career is in Hong Kong, but he has made a couple appearances in American movies, generally American movies that film in China.
Mhm.
So if you look at his IMDb, his biggest movie ever is Transformers: Age of Extinction, where he plays Hong Kong police chief.
Yep.
But he also has a pretty sizable part in the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Knockoff.
Hmm. Again, playing a police officer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And a movie I definitely need to see. Red Letter Media started covering it. I was like, well, I want to see this movie because this movie looks insane. But he is the lead in James Hong's The Vineyard.
Oh, okay. I have not seen that one.
And yes, that James Hong, the one that you're thinking of, is the director and star of this movie. James Hong apparently in the late 80s just decided I'm going to make my own crazy like martial arts horror movie. And I'm going to make
Okay.
myself the lead because no one else is going to do that.
This is an immediate must see. I'm so glad that you mentioned this to me. So now it's being added to my list to find immediately.
Luckily, I think it's on Roku and Shout, so it's pretty easy to watch it.
Perfect.
And yeah, like everyone else in this movie, I am some like obviously we are talking about before we started recording. The captain in this is a captain in a lot of movies, and then every time I open one of the villain actors, it's like, oh, I've seen 3 movies that they're in, and it varies between like important character and guy number 3.
Yep, pretty much. The main one I know, what like right away when I saw him was Michael Chan Wai Man, who was the one of the first bad guys we meet because he was like a bad guy in Shaw Brothers movies and a bunch of other stuff. And anytime he shows up, he has a very unique look because he's all like tattooed up and stuff. And I'm just like, hey, I remember that guy. He was a ninja warrior.
Yeah.
Now he's a business tycoon who's bad. Like what? Like, I still don't know what they are.
So it kind of reminds me of Yun Hua, where it's like after you see Kung Fu Hustle, you go back watch Jackie Chan movies. This guy like just runs the gambit of characters in Jackie Chan and Sambo Hung movies.
Yep, and he plays some of the best bad guys ever, but then he does that landlord role, and I was like, he's equally good at being a good guy now too. Like, wow, these guys are great. Like once you really break down, once you get into Hong Kong cinema and you get past the I got to read subtitles and stuff like that because I had so many friends that would never want to watch them with me because they're like, dude, I don't want to read. I was like, okay, you're missing out on their performances. And they were like, okay, cool. But I could get them in with the fight sometimes and this or that. But then once you really get into it and start learning more and seeing these actors throughout the years, you're just like, oh, wow, like, yes, you're going to get better after doing 500 movies, and you're going to get really good. And then we got to see them when they were at their zenith. So it's really awesome to go back and like kind of just chart a lot of these actors' progression. And when you see them now and they're getting nominated for roles, you're like, oh, that makes sense when you go back, and because there's little glints of it here and there throughout various roles and movies. So I absolutely love that. One of the reasons I go back and rewatch so many things.
Yeah. No, it's really awesome to see like all these guys just kind of like just grind. They're in like so many movies, so like eventually you're gonna just, oh, hey, it's that guy. All right. Can you read me the letterbox synopsis for Royal Warriors? I do have it pinned in the Discord.
Oh, yep, I've got it here as well. Thankfully, and thankfully, it's a shorter one, so that's good. So, okay, the tagline or the synopsis of Royal Warriors from 1986, directed by David Chung. She's the last line of defense, and it's a line you don't want to cross. When a tough when a tough policewoman learns about a group of violent terrorists, she, along with her partner and a Japanese detective, does everything it takes to take them down. And that is it.
Wait, that is the plot, but they also get multiple things wrong.
I know.
Because like Michael technically isn't her partner. He's a air marshal, and they're not really a couple.
Right.
And Peter, he's not a detective. He's Interpol. Well,
Right.
I think he's retired. He's quit Interpol, so he's not really anything at the moment.
Right. He's like a former Interpol, like you said, which is why he would be on the plane heading to wherever they were going. Because I think it opens in Japan. Correct. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm probably jumping ahead. So that's why he would have been on the plane. Sorry, I'm putting it all together myself still too. Because you can watch these movies a million times, and I'll still be like, wait a minute, how did this one start again? Because I start putting, they just
I really wonder if like the Hong Kong audience, if like they don't care about these particulars, they just want to see good looking people like do romance or like shenanigans or fight. Like that's all they care about.
right, yeah, because this is a cast of good-looking people doing awesome stuff.
So, but yeah, we open in Japan. Michelle, she's just watching this like little concert that's happening in the street. They kind of teleport in the way that this scene is cut.
Hmm.
But yeah, we're shown like some Yakuza goons are trying to shake down the store, and then it escalates them chasing the store owner. And this is where Michelle kind of just she sees trouble and she just instantly hops in to defend the guy. This is mainly just so we can just we can kind of see that Michelle Yeoh can kick ass.
Hmm. And does she ever? And this is probably the most dance-like of everything because it's taking place in like this big, like you said, kind of outdoor concert where like it seems like everybody's a part of it, whether you're in the crowd or not. And she kind of like gets the whole crowd cheering for her because she, stylishly takes these guys down and saves the day. They're just cheering for her, and then she just gets on a plane and leaves. I'm like, well, I would cheer for Michelle Yeoh if she did anything in front of me. So yeah, of course.
Yeah, on this plane, we're further introduced to more of our characters. Michelle, she's an off-duty cop. I guess she was just vacationing in Japan, just kind of seeing the sights.
Mhm.
And then she, it's kind of this funny scene where like she like miscommunicates with the stewardess or the flight attendant, I should probably say. And she tells her like, "Oh yeah, that's your seat there," but actually no, I meant your seats here. So she kind of has a conversation with a Japanese man who is Hiroyuki Sanada's character, Peter. And of course, they do the gag of like, "Oh, hey, I don't speak Japanese. Could someone help?" And then, of course, he ends up like, "Oh, I actually speak Chinese, or I speak Cantonese, or English." I don't know. It's actually kind of funny. I think all the leads, if they were to speak to each other, they would just speak English because Michael's obviously he's American, so he doesn't. From what I understand, he doesn't really speak Cantonese all that well, so he generally just speaks
Mhm.
English.
Yep.
Michelle Yeoh grew up in Malaysia, and she was like her dad was like a diplomat, so she grew up speaking English. And then Hiroyuki Sanada, he speaks Japanese, and then he learned English when he was younger. So I just have to assume that they're all speaking English to each other.
I would have to imagine, yes. And then in classic 80s Hong Kong fashion, everybody's just dubbed anyway. So there's no
Yeah.
so it does not matter.
That's what. Yeah, Hong Kong movies are just like Italian movies, where just everyone speaks their language, and then whatever, the dub will fix everything.
Hmm. But I do like that extra little character bit where he's like, "No, we're good. I speak your language. We're fine."
But yeah, then like the air marshal, which I don't think air marshals are allowed to tell people that like, oh yeah, I'm the marshal, everything's good, everything's good, I got it. But we find out pretty soon that Michael's kind of a loudmouth. Or yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So yeah, they kind of flirt a little bit, but before this movie could become a romance, this plane is taken over by two hijackers. They shoot the other air marshals. They try to take the plane. One of them brandishes a grenade, which luckily this isn't the grenade from Long Kiss Goodnight, where it's like a nuke goes off. Um, we find out later this grenade follows some kind of logic, but yeah, these well, I don't know if I want to spoil it now, but these two Vietnam vets, we later find out they're trying to take over the plane. We don't really find out why.
No, they're just businessmen with like briefcases. And well, one of them was actually didn't. Now that I think back, wasn't one of them was handcuffed, right? So he was being taken, maybe, and then the other guy was trying
Oh,
to save him, right?
okay, never. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm remembering it now.
Oh, okay. Yep. See,
Yeah,
so did I. It just took that little minute for us to doubt ourselves
yeah.
on a podcast that's recorded forever. And, although you could always edit that out, we can go right to yeah, he's on a plane because he's handcuffed, or we can keep this because it's kind of fun that we literally talked about it before we hit record, and I'm like, huh, why weren't they on the plane?
I'm gonna leave it in just because this movie gets so insane that anyone who watches this movie, they're gonna remember the last 30 minutes, and they're like, "Wait, how does this start? There's a plane."
There's a plane. Yeah. What? Well, I think there's one very memorable moment on the plane coming up. We'll talk about. But other than that, you're like, who was on the plane? Wait. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, so these, as we later find out, these two Vietnam vets are. One of them is trying to free his friend who's being taken away. We don't know why. I guess they're just, they're doing terrorist stuff. Um, so yeah, all havoc breaks off. The cops are killed, and so our three leads jump into action. More specifically, our two leads that actually know how to fight.
Yeah, I was about to say Michael Long trips and falls if that's falling into action
Yeah.
for sure. I think he falls downstairs.
He does shoot a gun though, so that's the thing.
True.
If you don't, it's the Chow Yun Fat thing. If you don't know martial arts, you shoot people.
I know, but you also shouldn't be shooting a gun on a plane, regardless, even if you are a quote unquote air marshal. I think that's the first thing they teach you.
Yeah. So yeah, Michael has a firefight with one of them, and then Peter and Michelle, they team up. One of the guys have a really cool fight scene that eventually leads to him trying to hit her with a fire extinguisher. And then what does he do, Andy?
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot. I just watched it too. What oh what does he do? Oh, he throws it out the window.
Oh yeah, yeah. He tries to hit her with the fire extinguisher, and then he breaks the window with it.
You're right. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Which causes the cabin pressure to go insane.
Yeah, which like I know this is a movie, but I don't think you could. I don't think you could bash the glass like that easily.
No, I think it's designed not to do that. I'm pretty sure.
All havoc breaks through. He's able to kind of like get his art. This is not like Goldfinger. He doesn't get sucked out of the plane. Michelle helps him, and then the fight continues. Eventually, they're able to kill the two guys, and one of them drops the grenade, which Peter then throws onto a cabinet, and then it just kind of blows up a little bit. It's a more realistic grenade explosion.
Hmm. Oh yeah, we also forgot some guy. They kick some guy into the hole, and his body gets pulled through just enough so it stops and re-establishes cabin pressure, so the plane won't crash.
Yeah.
Which happens all the time on planes that I've been on. And the windows are definitely not big enough for a human body to go through,
Yeah.
even in the doors. but damn it, I love it because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's a very cool opener. We get to like really it really helps establish the three characters, and after this, they're friends.
Yeah, they're like fast friends. They like get off the plane. They have their little like high fives and stuff, and everybody like congratulates them, um and then yeah, it's that's my favorite part about these is is how fast people become friends. There's no like long prolonged scene of having to they either become fast friends or they are reluctant partners that bitch and moan till the very end of it. There's no like
Yeah.
middle ground, and I love it. Either we get along or we hate each other, but we got to do it to solve the problem.
And then yeah, they get interviewed, basically talking about like what happened. At the same time, turns out that one of these other vets, he's watching the TV and just seeing Michael kind of brag about like how we like killed and stopped these guys.
Yeah. Whereas,
Uh,
yeah, Peter and Michelle are being very calm, collected, and just not trying to take any credit. And Michael's just standing like typical Michael Wong runs in front and just brags about stuff and just smiles and winks. And then you're just like, oh no.
Peter also kind of just wants to get to his family. His wife and daughter, they live in Hong Kong, and you know they're not long for this world.
And what an absolutely insane scene that is.
Yeah, but we find this out more throughout the movie. But like this vet who we find out his name is Raging Bull. Him and this group of four Vietnam vets, they formed a pact that they would always like watch each other's backs. Um, we're kind of shown like little snippets of it, but towards the end we find out that like one of them stuck on a mine, and they all like work together to like get the mine to stop, and then they're like, haha, we did it, we're friends now.
Forever, even if we become villains, we're going to watch out for each other. And if anybody takes out one of us, we will stop at nothing. We will kill families. We will kill random innocent people in clubs. It does not matter to get our revenge.
I feel like you can make a case for this movie of using the stereotype of Vietnam vets not being the most stable, because they're just like, yeah, these guys became evil after this war.
Yeah.
But yeah, we after Peter kind of reunites with his family, we cut to Michelle. She's at work. This is where we find out that she's like a cop, um, who apparently has like no cases to worry about other than what's going to happen in this movie.
Pretty much,
Um,
yeah. Yep,
yeah,
she is the most. Yep, she's just can walk around the office, cracking wise, drinking coffee, shenanigans ensue. It's the most friendly and non-stressful police station I think I've ever seen in my life.
of course she's not there for long because Michael's already out there. Like he's already putting the moves at her. He sends her a bouquet of flowers. That just has a note says, "Look out the window," and it's like, thank God that's where she got them, because what if she was on the opposite side of the building?
Right, yeah. Or what if she was yeah, good point. Good point. He was really hoping and resting that she would look at it at that particular moment by that particular window. Because but then he's like overdoing it too. It's in typical Michael Wong and in typical 80s Hong Kong romance fashion. It's like it's overly done. And she's just like kind of like almost like you dude, read a room. She doesn't want to do she's like, all right, it's cute, but no, it's not gonna happen. And he's like, I think it will. I'll wear you down eventually.
Yeah, she's like, oh hey, because they're gonna go out to dinner to like this really nice restaurant, and so she's like, oh, I need to go change. He's like, I'll take you home to change. And he's just like, no, I don't do that. And then he follows her to her home. She like takes a cab to her home, and then he follows her there.
It's so weird. It's one of those things that maybe the humor is lost in translation and I'm missing something, and I'm more than willing to admit to that. And if that kind of stuff worked for the audience who it was for, then hey, more power to them. But when we watch it, I'm like, this is a little creepy, dude. Like you're coming on a little strong.
Yeah, especially when we get It's just we'll get to it when we get to the end. Yeah, there's this just really it's this giant restaurant, like just like in the kind of like in the harbor. Like it looks really nice.
Mhm.
So nice that I don't think they would let Peter's kid just kind of play off to the side like she does. She's just playing with like her big stuffed animal.
Right, yeah, I know. I mean, thankfully, she's not being disruptive, but you're right. That kind of restaurant, you don't let your kids run, like,
Yeah.
play off to the
If
side.
if they let you even take your kids, to be honest.
Good point, good point. Yeah.
But Peter's there with his wife and daughter, and then Peter's basically just telling her like, "Hey, I'm done. Like, no more Interpol for me. I'll find a nice 9 to 5 job. Like that way, I can spend more time with you guys. Just setting up the tragedy that's gonna happen."
Mhm. I kinda like this is where Hiroyuki Sanada's, performance comes through because he definitely like, he's got one of the he's very expressive, and I like, you can tell, like, oh, this is a dad who's put the family on the back burner for a bit, but now he's really like he's done what he needs to do. He's prioritize them, and he is ready to be like number one dad, number one husband, and then ugh, it does not end well.
Michelle and Michael. See, this is another issue with just using their names. It's like those are too close. Those are the opposites, actually.
Right.
It'd be like if, like, yeah, we have our main characters Alexander and Alexandra.
M squared, we'll just call him from now on.
That's their shipping name, M squared. Well, I don't know if you can ship them because that's what happens later, but yeah, they arrive. They're all having a nice dinner, but Michael just gets like really abrasive. He seems to forget that he's talking to a Japanese couple who probably don't enjoy talking to like a really loud guy asking him personal questions.
True. Plus, he's not reading the room because clearly, Peter wants to, he's forsaken his family enough that he's willing to quit the job to put them as a priority. And it's just like, oh, this loudmouth hockey dude is just not getting any of the hints. He probably is the kind of guy that would follow her home from work, is what they're thinking.
I wonder if Michael's actually supposed to just be American, and that's why he's like that's just the stereotype.
Could definitely be, yeah, loudmouth American who doesn't know boundaries, doesn't get social cues.
Yeah, I do like how Michelle's like, "Hey, let's go over there for a moment," and then he's like, "What? What? Why?" And then when they come back, he's like, "Why'd you take me over there? There's nothing to see." And it's just like, "Oh my god, dude." But yeah, it's a very nice scene because, like you said, we get to see like Hiroyuki kind of like just display his acting ability, just kind of like set up his relationship with his wife, and yeah, I really like this dynamic between these three. It kind of sucks because it's I feel like it's not enough in the movie. Is just scenes of these three together.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think it would have made a even more entertaining movie if they got to play off of each other a little bit more too, because Peter's the straight laced, no nonsense, kick ass guy, and then you have Michelle Yeoh, who's super badass in every way. And then there's Michael Wong, who could trip tying his, like, because he didn't tie his shoes right. And he thinks he's awesome and all this stuff. I think there's plenty of potential that wasn't there. But then again, I'm also glad they didn't try to force any unnecessary comedy on us with that, because man, as soon as they leave the restaurant and the next few moments of the film, does it take a drastic turn?
Oh yeah. So yeah, eventually Raging Bull he's able to track down Peter, and we have this like very cute scene with Peter playing of his daughter and like his wife just watching on, and it's just like, oh my god, they're gonna get it really bad. Hong Kong movies are not subtle when an important character is about to die.
Nope, you can always tell. And it's always one of those things where I'm like, I'm like, it starts to make me all tense because I'm like, crap, don't show the dad and the daughter having a good time because it's not going to end well. Don't show the husband and wife having a great, like getting along and like smiling and hugging and kissing because it's no, don't, because I know what's going to happen.
Michael and Michelle, they arrive to kind of see Michael off. And while they're talking to him, while his kids are in the car blows up into this big fiery explosion.
Absolutely not. Like Hiroyuki Sanada bends down because his daughter something dropped or something fell, right? And then bends down,
Yeah.
he looks over, and there's the classic something underneath the car that's blinking red, that's like blinking, and he starts running and it's slow motion, and you just see the entire car and the stuffed animal in the front seat explode in a fiery, like you said, an insane explosion that just totally. It's still to this day, it's one of those moments where I've shown many friends this, and when that happens, they all were just like, "What?" I was like, "Yep, it's that kind of movie now. Like, nothing is off limits."
Yeah. How did they get the permit for that explosion? Just called the police station. It's like, here's 300 HK dollars. If anyone calls about an explosion on the street, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Don't respond. And so yeah, we get like a double car chase because Michael steals a car, or Peter, he like steals a car, right? Because obviously his blew
Yeah.
up. So,
Yep.
and then Michelle and Michael, they get in their car and they just chase after Raging Bull. Insane car chase. There's like a double ramp jump at one point.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. I was like, and they're chasing an older, like, small pickup truck that seems like the car that Peter grabbed, that little BMW, should have been able to catch up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's legit car stunts where you can see like there's no, like the cars are not functional after the chase is over because they just destroy everything.
Yeah, there's a cool set where Peter, he gets out with like how like the undercranking is. It almost comes off like like a Harold Lloyd like type of thing where like he like
Mhm.
gets out of the car and he kind of like he's running with Bull's car, and like it's just the camera sped up fast because obviously they're not going to kill Hiroyuki Sanada by driving the car at 50 miles per hour, so they're probably going like 10 or something.
Right.
But yeah, it's still, regardless, it's still a cool sight. He's like running along with the car, and then he like flips into the car, and then yeah, eventually the car chase ends at a construction site, which this is the same construction site from the end of the movie, right?
It looks like it to me. It's hard to say because but yeah, and if you think the car chase is insane, they literally like how many movies bury your lead or one of your leads?
Yeah. Like I don't know if this was his plan or like Bull just kind of lucked out. It's like, oh hey, there's keys in the excavator. I'll just bury the guy.
Yep. I'm just going to use that to my advantage. I can't believe he planned that far ahead like that. It's impossible.
Yeah.
No.
And then also, even if it's not supposed to be in the canon of the movie, the same construction site, regardless, I would just assume this construction site's in a bunch of movies, anyways.
Right. Yes. Most definitely.
But yeah, he buries him alive. He doesn't even like take the time to shoot him or anything. He just starts uh just dunking dirt all over him. And he's like partially buried, but Michelle is able to catch up and she, stops Bull, kicks him in the face a few times.
And then she jumps down and then like undigs, unearths Hiroyuki Sanada's character, and you're just like, that poor guy was literally down there with just dirt and sand covering him for who knows how long.
He did try to kill him with a little bayonet, which becomes important in the next scene.
Yep.
Michelle realizes that like the bayonet that he had were also the bayonets that the two guys from the beginning had, kind of realizing that they would have to be connected. And this is where her chief is just like, okay, cool, you can investigate this crime that is very close to you, and we probably wouldn't actually let you investigate it, but it's a movie, so it's okay.
Even then, most of the time they say no, and then they go do it anyway, and then they solve it, and that's when everything's okay. Because
Yeah.
they're like, but yeah, in this one again, the most lackadaisical police department I've ever seen in any movie. They're just like, oh yeah, you have a lot of personal stakes in this. Go ahead, have at it. Nothing bad could happen.
He does tell Michelle to make sure that Peter just stays there. Like he doesn't, because obviously he's gonna want revenge. Um, and of course she just lets Peter go. She just
Yep, this leads to my favorite part of the movie is the Peter getting his gun, going after these guys, and it's just some of the most amazing action in the entire movie. I
yeah,
almost feel bad because I think the end is batshit crazy, but I do think this middle section has the better fight action in it.
yeah.
You know what I mean in terms of that stuff, but yeah, it's like one of those things. She's like, "All right, Peter, you can go. You're not going to kill him, right?" And he's like, "Of course not." And then he just goes off. He's like, "Of course I'm going to kill him." Like as soon as he rounds the corner, she's like, "Crap, I probably shouldn't have let him go."
This is also the scene too where Michael, fucking Michael, man. I like Michael Wong, but in this scene, he's just kind of like, "Why are you being so mean to him? And so why are you being so nice to him and so mean to me? Is it because he's single now and you think you have a chance with him?" And she's
I
just
know
like, "Michael, what the fuck?"
he just lost his family. No, dude, chill out. But if she were to be honest, she'd have to go, yes, Michael, he's way more attractive than her. He's way more, we are much more compatible than you and I, you goofball. Um, yeah, that's one of those weird moments where I'm like, oh, they can't help themselves. Even in a serious movie, they just can't help themselves with some of this humor. And again,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's lost to me, and I'm glad that they would have liked it, whoever when they watched it. But it's one of those where I'm like, oh, really? You just everything was going so well. I
Yeah.
mean, granted, of course, somebody, wife and daughter just died, got blown up in a car. I don't mean so well like that, but everything in the movie was moving along, progressing fine, and then we get some humor that you're just like makes your eyes roll
It
instantly back in your head.
it reminds me of like even something like The Killer isn't immune to this because The Killer is like a very serious movie, and then like partway through the movie, the two cops start their bromance and they're doing like blind woman shenanigans for like 5 minutes.
That's true. You're right. Yep, you are right. Even in genre classics, we sometimes it rears its ugly head.
Yeah. To be fair though, I find those scenes funny just because Danny Lee and Chow Yun Fat they make a good like their bromance in that movie's amazing, so it makes up for it.
It's almost like, wait, there's a woman here. It doesn't even seem like there's a woman there.
But yeah, this is like you're saying this is like one of your favorite scenes in the movie. This scene's awesome. We're introduced to Hiroyuki Sanada. He's smoking, and even though smoking's bad for you, it looks really cool.
Yeah, one of the few actors like Chow Yun Fat that looks cool doing it because it's like he's at this dock. He's got a cool leather jacket and the most epic dad sweater of the 80s of all time. I was like, I need to find that sweater, but I could not pull it off like Hiroyuki Sanada does. Um, and like pleated khaki pants. He's the only guy kicking ass in dad clothes.
Yeah, he tries to buy some guns, and
Because as we know, guns are regulated, which I love those little parts of it that if you don't know the history and the culture, you're like, guns are everywhere. No, they are here. Over there, they are not. So that's
yeah,
why you have to go through these type of means to find them.
yeah, that's generally why action movies are either criminals or cops because those are the only people that have guns.
Yep.
Um, Even something like Right and Wrong, where you have a lawyer with a gun, he just gets that gun off another guy. So,
Right. Yeah.
and he only has that gun so they could put it on the poster. It's like, watch Right and Wrongs. Yun Bao uses big gun.
Yeah. For one shot and he shoots a car, not even a person.
Actually, I think he has the same gun in this scene. It's like the dirty. I'm sure if I look on IMFDB, I'll probably find the exact model, but it looks like the Dirty Harry gun that he gets.
It really does. No, yeah, it's totally. That's why I said Sonata's Dirty Harry. Like the only thing because he's now pissed off. He's angry. He's out for revenge, and these guys try to like as soon as the guy like he picks the gun that he wants, and then the guy has the case of bullets, and then he goes to grab him, and the bad guy pulls him back. I was like, bad move, dude. You don't realize he just lost his family. He's gonna kick the shit out of you, and we're gonna enjoy watching it because man, are his kicks good.
The gun dealer's like, "Hey, you can't do that there." Then Hiroyuki Sanada's just like, "Wrong."
And proceeds to just beat the ever living shit out of him, and it looks so good.
I looked it up. It is the Dirty Harry gun.
Yep.
Which I want to talk about guns really quick. One of the reasons it's interested in watching this movie is on the cover of this movie, Michelle Yeoh, she has an automag, which is a notoriously shitty gun, but I always liked the automag in movies. Does not use it.
I don't even think she wears the outfit that she's in on the cover of some of these, on the poster for one of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, she was never wearing that.
That was, for all I know, that could have just been a shot from another movie the studio is making, and they're just like, just use that as the poster for this movie.
Oh, most definitely. I guarantee that happens so many times. Yes.
But yeah, awesome fight scene. He like beats all of them, and then he gets his gun, and he doesn't kill anyone because he's only out for revenge. So he just kind of shoots a drum at a guy. He's like, okay, yeah, we're good. Take the guns.
And boy, does that drum ever defy physics when it gets shot and it like flips up and like I'm like, okay. Last I checked, if the bullet would have passed through. The drum probably wouldn't even have moved much because that 44 is like, an insanely powerful gun.
Yeah, I just watched last night. I watched a video of a guy. I just watch these dumb gun videos where guys are like, "Hey, let's see how many. Let's test different calibers of guns against hockey pucks."
Oh. Okay.
And it's just like, oh wow, it took the 44 was able to shoot through 7 hockey pucks.
Holy crap, 7 hockey pucks?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like I those videos are dumb, but they're always fun to watch. It's just like how many bricks can a 44 shoot through? And the answer generally is a lot.
I like the ones where they bring in the human human analog, the
gel torso.
ballistics gel. Yeah, the gel torso. And then like, look at what this would do. And I was like, oh my God.
And so yeah, eventually were they just kind of hanging out at the club, or were they just kind of talking was Michelle just telling Peter about like the evidence she kind of had?
Yeah, I think she was telling he's like tracking Raging Bull down. Bull. He's tracking Bull down, and then they're miraculously at this club that is filled with glass. So what's going to happen during the fight scenes? Oh, I don't know. How many heads or bodies will go through this? We shall see. But it's just one of those scenes where you're just like, okay, this is set up to be purely an awesome action scene, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I don't care how they get there. I don't care why they're there. I just want to see them start fighting. And when they do, this right here is my favorite fight and my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Yeah, this club shootout's awesome. I feel like after Terminator, like you can only do good club shootouts.
Oh yeah. You had to up your club shootout budget and ante after Terminator for sure. They're like, wait a minute, we're known for action. If we can't do as good or better than Terminator, then we shouldn't even do it in a club. It should just be somewhere else. So I absolutely love this. There's so much, like I said, unfortunately, so many innocent bystanders just annihilated by Bull with his like Uzi.
Yeah, he's just spraying and praying at a bunch of people trying to get these well, I guess they're not all cops, but I'll just say cops just to make it easier. I don't want to
sure. Yep. Sure.
Michael, he's able to save a bystander.
I know. Good for him. Yeah. All right. You've now made up for your terrible joke about, or your terrible comments about why she's into him and not you.
It's really good that he saved this random bystander that will not appear again in this movie. But yeah, very fun shootout. Peter was just blasting his 44 Magnum against Bull's pulls a little Uzi, and yeah, we got a really brutal fight scene with the three of them. Like I was surprised. Like me and you have both recently saw The Furious, so like I'm really like
Hmm.
pumped to watch like really brutal. And obviously this isn't as gory as The Furious, but like man, like Michelle Yeoh is just getting like thrown across the bar. This fight scene's insane.
Oh, I absolutely, yeah. There's a part where Hiroyuki Sanada starts to get the upper hand and he's punching and kicking Bull and he grabs his head and just smashes it into the glass. And you're just like, this is what a husband and father who lost his family would do. He wouldn't hold back. And then he just, yeah, I love it. They're at one point, they're both fighting him and they're both kicking the shit out of him. And then, like you said, he just heaves poor Michelle Yeoh. And then she jumps up and stops, like, does a cool like head scissors wrestling takedown and then takes away the gun and then man Hiroyuki Sanada just blows him away without asking any questions whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like the fight.
I should not laugh like that. That was a very maniacal laugh, but it's so damn satisfying after he beats the
Yeah,
crap out of him
and then
that he's able, yeah, so good.
I love the days of Squibs. So we just kind of see like the pops in his chest as he falls down.
Dude, I miss Squibs so much. I love Squibs.
Uh,
Squibs really make a movie, and they pack these full of blood. Like when he gets shot, it's just like you can almost see the electrical charge going off on the squib underneath his clothes. I was like, hope that guy didn't get burned.
yeah, but yeah, really good. Just the brutality of it is so great. Which like
Hmm.
yeah, this is more of a personal stakes movie for these characters. So that's
Yeah,
generally when I like to see more like violent fight scenes.
most
Like
definitely.
yeah,
Revenge doesn't you don't be nice to people when you're out for revenge. So I get it. And there's a part of it that even Michelle Yeoh understands. Like she doesn't want Peter to kill him, but you can tell there's that it's either him or us.
Um, so after this amazing action scene, turns out Michelle's in trouble now. turns out that when you just let people that are supposed to be under a 24-hour like holding, you let them leave and then they just kill one of your suspects. It's really bad for it's a really bad look.
Yep.
Um, and instead of getting like fired or arrested like she probably would in real life, her boss is just like, why don't you take a couple of weeks off?
That's one of my favorite tropes is when a cop does something in the 80s or 90s when they do something and their like boss is so mad they're just like you need to take some time off. Go on a vacation. I was like, wait a minute. They just broke protocol and like literally they should be. I'm like, I'm not calling for somebody's job here, but there should be a little more ramifications and just, you know what? Treat yourself to a vacation. You need to unwind because you're too wound up. And how is
And
she wound up? I hate to say it. Again, like you said earlier, no caseloads. Everybody's joking and having a great time here, and then she lets one guy go, and he kills one witness or one suspect, and the chief police comes down hard. It does.
yeah. And then like I think in the report she like kind of blames him for like the slow progress and everything. Is like, hey, what the fuck? Which once again, it's funny that she's just like, okay, yeah, just take a week off. Come back later. It's like she
I
just came
know.
back from vacation too.
One thing I do love about these movies and this time and like in Hong Kong, there wasn't they never have to explain or give valid reasons why the women are in the positions they are. It's just because they're capable and they kick ass, and we don't need reasonings why. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, like
Yeah,
there would have been times here where they were like, "She's a tough." No, no, it's just she's treated just like any other character, and that's part of the reason I love Hong Kong movies so much and action movies is like the women are capable. They're powerful. They're strong. They can be funny. They can be sexy. They can be this. They can be that. They can be everything, and they share equal billing. And then when they get the chance to let loose, it's just like, man, American film could have learned a lot from how well they just treated women in roles. I'm not saying they treated them great outside of that,
yeah.
speaking, but it's just there's movies like this, and like I'm just like they don't have to make excuses why she's so awesome. She's just awesome, and I love that.
What's cool too is you can, if you watch like, action Hong Kong action movies from the 60s and 70s, you can see like the progression in like what they're doing with women, because like uh with like Ching Pei Pei movies, generally like she's like this awesome swashbuckler, but of course the man has to fight the main bad guy.
Right.
Even like a couple like Angela Mao movies, like in Hapkido, it's like, oh yeah, she's been kicking ass this whole movie, but now her master has to come and beat the main bad guy. So I was happy by, and I'm gonna assume it's the audience. The audience were just like, why can't Angela Mao just beat the bad guy? And
Right.
so
Yeah.
so
Because
now,
she looks better than what the master was doing, because she's
yeah.
super talented.
um, the one time, the one Angela, which I've only seen like 4 Angela Mao movies, the one time where I was like, oh, it's okay, was in When Taekwondo Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, to be fair, her master is probably the best Taekwondo guy in real life. So yeah, sure, give him the final fight.
Oh no, totally. Yes, 100%. Like, yep, that makes the most sense to me. That I'm fine with, because
But it's like in like My Young Auntie, where it's just like, who's this guy? Why isn't fucking was it Akara who?
Kara
Is
Hoy,
that
yeah, yeah,
Akara Hoy?
Kara Hoy.
Why is
Why
it?
isn't she fighting? Why do we
Yeah.
need Larkar Leung back in here? Like, I know he's awesome, but dude, you don't need that. Let her fight.
Yeah,
She's great.
so I'm really glad in the 80s they just figured out, it's like, okay, we've been showing like how awesome women are as action heroes. Let's just make them the attraction now. Let's have them beat, like, who cares if they beat up a guy? Like, it doesn't
Right.
matter. It's
Yeah.
entertainment. Even though I have my problems with Yes Madam, I do like how the end action scene is just Michelle Yeoh and Cynthia Rothrock beating the shit out of everybody.
Oh my god! And again, so much glass, some
Yeah.
the most insane falls. Like, I know we're talking about this, and there's some great stunts in this one, but my god, some those falls in Yes Madam at the end. Still, I'm like, how did that person get up afterwards, and how are they not paralyzed to this day? It's so insane. The the caliber and talent of these stunt people. It still boggles my mind. 30 years, 40 years later, that this stuff hasn't been topped. Like, you know what I mean? We keep adding to it, but like, you can go back and watch that and still be equally wowed as the first time you've seen it. So, yeah.
So the last thing Michelle wants to deal with right now is Michael. He was coming, giving her more flowers. She finally tells him off, and she's just like, "Hey, like, you're coming on really fucking strong. Could you please stop?" And he's clearly like affected by it. I guess this is the first time anyone's like called him out over his behavior, and he's just like, "Wow, I guess I was being kind of shitty."
Yeah, I
Um,
guess I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
yeah, I guess I'll go return these gifts, and then you're like, "Oh, hey, he finally gets it," and then immediately he's just like, "Hey, can you send this girl flowers in a week?"
I'm like, oh, dude.
Which I guess he just assumes like, hey, I'll give her a couple days to cool off, and then when she gets the flowers, she's gonna miss me. Which
Hmm.
he's right, not in the way that he wants though.
Right. Yep. She's going to miss you for other reasons.
Yeah. But I do like that this movie actually gives Michael something to do with the plots. Apparently he just like took the tape from the club and like he's watching it. Because at this point they think that like, oh, movie's over. Like,
Hmm.
Peter's in holding. He's gonna write a report about how he just murdered a guy. He's probably just gonna use his Interpol connections. Just be like, hey, if hey Interpol, if this goes away, I'll be back. And so yeah, he's looking at the tape and he notices that the guy he saved, he was ready to pull a gun out.
Hmm.
And it's good he found this out, because at the same time, the credits only credit him as Bandana, the 4th member of this group. He is ready to get his revenge for his 3 fallen brothers.
And boy, does he ever.
He might actually be crazier than Raging Bull was.
I know. I didn't think that was possible, but it's like, it's kind of like the video game wave where you fight increasingly harder villains, and then you get to the end, and I'm like, this guy's certifiably insane. Like, like, he would have been the guy laughing, I hate to say it, in like Vietnam about what they were doing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where you're like, this guy's nuts. And it's just,
He would have been
but
Jerry Tremble's character in Breathing Fire.
yes. Oh my God. Yes, he would have.
And so Michael was about to go tell Michelle about like his finding, and then I think he had his phone bugged. That's like kind of like how he was like, "Oh, I should act now," before he like goes to warn Michelle about me.
Mhm.
So yeah, kind of tries to play it off as like, "Oh, hey, cool, you're the guy that I saved. Anyways, I need to go now." And then he
Mhm.
pulls the gun out on him. He's like, "Hey, you're a really bad liar." So Michael tries to run away, but then he gets shot in the leg.
Another great squib because the blood just goes everywhere, and poor Michael hits. And as movies have taught us, when you get shot in the leg, you can't run anymore. So
And this is where we get our first torture scene. Well, it's really our only torture scene, but uh
thankfully, only the one torture scene. Yes.
yeah, it's not like Iron Angels where like there's multiple torture scenes of this
Oh
crazy
God, no. Yep.
this crazy woman just torturing everybody. Yeah, basically his idea is I'm gonna call Michelle and tell him, "Hey, I got Michael." And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang him off a building. He shoots his other leg, and then he ties the rope to that leg and hangs him off the building.
Insane. Well, first when they show him hanging there, and you see the blood pile, the blood puddle underneath him, I was like, oh my God, how long? That's terrible. How? Oh God, that's so mean. Like he's gonna die from blood loss, and then you hang him off the side of a building.
Yeah, and I'm kind of confused by why Michael unties the knot himself. Is that just because like Michelle's gonna go up there and like Bandana's gonna shoot her, and he's like worried about that?
I think so. That's how I
Yeah,
took it.
yeah, because Michael he just undoes the knot and lets himself. He basically kills himself in order to save Michelle.
Hmm. Yeah, sacrifice. Yeah, yeah. Does the one right thing in the movie, and thankfully, it's. I mean, thankfully, his final act is very heroic and like selfless. So it does kind of make up for the annoying character traits that we've dealt with for the previous hour and 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. So of course Michelle's sad because this guy basically sacrificed, and he clearly really liked her and cared about her. So like obviously it's
Mhm.
gonna be like, well, man, and just to kind of twist the knife a little bit, I almost feel like Bandana did this himself of how cruel this is. She gets the flowers that Michael prepaid for.
And yeah, her room's like full of them too, so you can't even get away from it. You're just like, oh man.
Yeah, they have his funeral. And then we get to the climax, which I was really surprised. There's only like 15 minutes left in this movie.
I know when you get to the end, I'm like, holy crap, this is gonna go rock like rapid fire, and boy, it goes full Tango and Cash.
Yeah. So basically, what Bandana's plan is he stole Michael's casket and took it to a construction site, and he's hanging it above like another like I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. But I haven't watched Bob the Builder in a while. I don't remember my
Is it a
construction
quarry or
vehicles.
something? Maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's.
it's a quarry, but I was more talking about the vehicle. Like I think it's an
Oh yeah, it's.
excavator.
I think you're right. It's another excavator or like some sort of like crane type thing, and he's got it hanging up there like like it's a trope. Like, come and get your dead boyfriend's body in this casket. And I'm like, what is this? Like, yeah, absolutely crazy. And how I don't remember how does Hiroyuki Sanada get there? I've watched
S-
it two
So
times in the last couple days, and I still can't
he
remember how he gets there.
he sent them both tapes, but
That was it.
yeah, he sent both of them tapes, but specifically Hiroki Sanada's tape. He's just like, oh, by the way, I sent this to Michelle, but I left out this part. There's just dynamite at the crane, so you better come and save her. So Peter actually gets there first, funnily enough, but that's because
Hmm.
Michelle Yeoh needed time to go steal her this fucking tank.
This weird, ridiculous
Uh,
fabricated tank that looks utterly ridiculous. And I'm like,
it's funny.
wait a minute, this was like a gritty and graphic revenge movie, gritty and violent, and now we have ridiculous vehicles. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and there's no setup for this thing either. Like you do this in like an American movie, like they would spend like 5 minutes earlier in the movie being like, "Oh, hey Michelle, did you see the new take that we got? It's bulletproof. It does all these things."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's got like guns in it or whatever, or they would show them fabricating it for the final battle. And in
Yeah.
this case, they're just like, she's like, oh, okay, I'm just taking this.
Yeah, Peter tries to fight Bandana, but I does kind of bum me that Hiroyuki Sanada doesn't really have a whole lot of doesn't really take part in the fighting at the end. But I kind of get it from the perspective of Bull was Peter's bad guy, it's specifically his revenge, but
Yep.
Bandana was Michelle's bad guy who she needs to get revenge
Yeah.
on.
Yep. Even though they both killed the guys that he was. So I mean, in theory, they all had their. It's just such a weird thing where there's four of them. It would have been easier if there was three, because then like one guy, Hiroyuki killed Bull. She killed the guy on the plane, and now we have Bandana left. But then there's a fourth one in there where you're like, man, there's so many bad guys, and there's who's revenge against who now, and it's yeah, and I'm with you. I wish he would have done more, but at the same time, like we said earlier, it's awesome that she doesn't get sidelined for Hiroyuki Sanada to be the big bad, the big heroic cop and take on the big bad guy. So
Yeah,
eh,
this is her series after all. Well, for the first two movies that aren't connected at all.
I right, yeah, this is her series that was retrofitted to be a series. Yep,
Yeah,
for sure.
I need to watch all these In Line of Duty movies and just pretend that the character that Michelle Yeoh and Cynthia Kwan play is the same character.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Kind of like Bond. Like she goes through all these different things, and it's just like, okay, all right.
Which is funny because Michael Wong is in the fourth movie as Michael Wong, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, remember, he's like a secret bad guy in the fourth movie. Sorry, spoilers for a
Yeah.
35, 40-year-old movie. But um and when he like turns, you're just like, I knew it. I knew it.
But yeah, they have this awesome fight that involves chainsaws.
Yeah, I know. Anytime chainsaws get brought in, I'm like, oh, and it's not just we're talking dueling chainsaws. I'm like, holy crap, this is nuts. Like, I can't imagine even filming it. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like one little false move, and even if even if there's not like a real chain on it, that there's still a motor and everything's still moving on it. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Yeah, this ending fight scene, it's awesome. Like, once again, it just goes with the brutality of this movie. They're throwing each other around and stuff like that.
Oh man, she
Like,
gets thrown through so many things, and like so many, like he throws her on that like table, then he pulls a metal rack down that a bunch of tools were on, and he just slams it right on. I'm like, ow! There's no faking that, and it's clearly her. But then, man, I love when she gets the upper hand, and they show those like quick little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of her just punching him over and over again. It's just, and then that last kick to the neck and like carotid artery, just and he drops, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that stuntman earned his pay that day because she kicked him square in the face and neck.
yeah, it like, I don't know if that was intentional, but yeah, it looks really bad. Like, not bad, like, oh, it was a bad kick, like, not at all. I just mean like, oh my god, that definitely hurt.
It looks wince. It like makes you wince because you're just like, ow, I can't even imagine how hard that would hurt.
Yeah, it's cool too because I feel like this is kind of common knowledge now for people like us. Like Michelle, yeah, she wasn't a trained martial artist. Like, she basically just did the choreography for these movies, but because of her like dance background, she was like really susceptible to learning choreography pretty easily, and it's just so good.
Yeah, she looks so natural, like and powerful like that. So she's the total package in this movie. And she has a natural screen presence. Some people, they're just when they show up on screen the first time, like when you see Arnold in any movie, like even when he's being like a joke in that rhinestone cowboy thing or whatever he was for a minute there. Sorry, that was Stallone was Rhinestone Cowboy, but Arnold
Yes,
wasn't. Whenever Arnold shows up,
Arnold was in The Villain. That was his
the
cowboy
villain.
movie.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. But even in that, like Arnold just has this natural screen presence or this charisma. Bruce Lee had it.
Yeah,
Jackie Chan has it, and Michelle Yeoh has it in spades. Like when she's on screen, you just can't take your eyes off. And Hiroyuki does too. But even when they're on screen together, you're just like, this is two of the most powerful people that they could have put together. And yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's a great final fight. And then he ends up blowing himself up.
He lights himself on fire to set off a chart. Like it's the most insane. And the burn stunt is nuts because there's a dude climbing, like crawling around for like a minute and a half on fire.
Yeah, I really hope that gel that used to protects people from like burns was a thing back then, because it would suck if it was just some random like Chinese stuntman
The
that.
not to go back to said commentary again, but they mentioned like Hong Kong didn't have gel at that time, so that guy was just
Oh,
draped in water and rags. I was like, oh no, oh no.
it's like everybody give him a sweater. He'll just wear like 8 things of sweaters.
Yeah, Hiroyuki's dad sweaters. Just give us 5 of those. We'll put those on.
But yeah, and then like all good Hong Kong movies, the movie's immediately over as soon as the bad guy dies.
Well, the bad guy dies, and then they have to get out. So she goes and remember because they're in this little quarry. So she takes that little like trolley car and has to lift it onto the track, and then skate by, grab him, and somehow when the casket, like the casket, or was the casket already in it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so she put it. Okay, the casket's in it. She then and he jumps up and she grabs him, and they get out of the way as they're literally lighting off little like explosions around them. Like I guarantee they were getting peppered with dirt and rocks and sand from that quarry. And then yeah, it ends and they both look at each other and they're like, well, we did it. And then he goes to leave and she's like, wait a minute, we got to carry the casket. Oh man, what a movie.
So yeah, that was Royal Warriors. This is like a this is a really good action movie. And thankfully it's pretty accessible now. Like obviously you're probably gonna have to pay for it. Sadly, like the only like way to get a physical copy is to find an old DVD, or you have to find the in Line of Duty 1 through 4 collection.
Yeah. Although I think they're now selling them individually too.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But yeah, like I highly recommend this movie.
Me too. It's one of my favorites. Like it's in my upper echelon of Hong Kong action movies because it literally I just that middle section is worth the price of admission alone. As soon as Hiroyuki Sanada goes off on his vengeance quest, and then he and Michelle Yeoh show up at that club, it's action nirvana for me. I could watch that scene on loop for like ever.
Yeah, it's a great display of those two actors when they're in their prime, because like even like now that they're like more internationally famous, it really is just a case now of if you see them in action stuff now, you're seeing them when they're a little bit older, they're a little bit slower, and Hollywood and even kind of Hong Kong is not necessarily like giving them I don't know, it's kind of negative. It's not I didn't mean to be so negative. This is a good example of seeing them in their prime.
Right. Yes.
So
Because now they're picking different roles that appeal to them, and it's not always action heavy or action emphasis. So yeah, you're definitely correct. You're seeing them at their zenith with the added bonus of the lawless time of 80s Hong Kong filmmaking where you could light stuff, you could throw people through 18 panes of sugar glass, and you could build a whole entire set to look like this crazy club and then just utterly destroy it. It's it's just fantastic. I This era of filmmaking is one of my favorites because it's like one banger after the other, one classic after the other, and it just leaves you going, oh. And then you see something like we talked about, the Furious, which does for modern day action kind of what 80s Hong Kong action was doing. I get that same kind of vibe, so I'm super excited to see where things are going to go from here.
yeah, no, it's yeah, if you could take away anything from this movie, it's please go watch The Furious in theaters. Although sadly, I'm sure by the time this comes out, it'll be out of theaters, but that means go rent it.
Yeah, go get it because Lionsgate will have it available. Get the Blu-ray, 4K, whatever. It's the action movie that will define action movies for a while. So
Yeah. There's still great action movies, great martial arts movies being made. You got to go out and support them, and that's the only way we'll keep getting them.
Exactly. Yes. Not everything can be the Furious, and not everything has to be the Furious. Because if it was all the same, then there would be nothing special that would come out anymore. We'd be like, yeah, there's another mind bending action movie. Okay, cool. So yeah, no, there's all sorts of action. Like go seek it out. If this movie, if you don't watch these and this for some reason appeals to you, hearing us gush about it, and you go and watch it, ask more people like, hey, what are some other movies with these actors in it that I could watch, or what are some other stuff that's like this I could watch. It's just that's how I kind of just I found friends or found people that I could ask when I'd go rent stuff or I'd buy stuff, and I'd be like, what else is like this? And people want to talk about stuff that they like, and if you
Yeah,
give them a chance to, you might find something that you like. So
which is why I do this podcast, so I can talk to people about movies that I like, or movies that I enjoy more accurately, because
right.
sometimes I don't talk about the best movies, but yeah. And then I have guests like Andy who like absolutely love this type of stuff, and we can geek out over it.
Hmm. Most definitely.
So yeah, I hope you've been enjoying this. I hope you, God, to everyone that's been listening to the various channels that have been doing Month of Action, I hope that we're able to inspire you to go check out more Hong Kong action movies, or just action movies in general.
Hmm.
Because this is an amazing. It's always been one of my favorite genres. It's like action and horror have always been my favorite genres, and so I will always try to champion them as much as I can.
Same here. I will continue to carry that action movie torch till the day I die.
So, Andy, where can we find you? Not in real
If
life,
you
but like on the internet.
oh, okay. I am at blah blah blah. No, if you want to find me on the internet, I made it very simple across all the various social medias. So Letterbox, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Andrew M. Gorham. Like I always tell people, look for the big nerd grinning like an idiot surrounded by droids, and you found me. The Star Wars podcast that I do with my two Star Wars brothers, Chris Barreras and Mark Risman, is Imperial Scum. We just did our Mando and Grogu movie review, and we all had various opinions on it. And it was a very honest and open 2 hour discussion on what worked and what didn't work for all of us. And um, yeah, and we're going to be breaking from Star Wars for a little bit coming up. We're going to start doing some side quests, we're going to call it, where we're going to talk about other movies that we like. And our first one is going to be Masters of the Universe, the brand new 2026 film. So we're looking forward to that. But you can find us on socials at that. It's backwards at Scum Imperial. For some reason, Imperial Scum was taken. So Chris had to just do what you do when you're making a new Twitter handle and you make it backwards. So look for that. And we would love for people to listen to it. It's just us talking about what we love and trying not to be negative and making sure that people know Star Wars is for everyone. So,
Well, Andy, thank you so much for joining me today.
no, thank you for having me. I mean, getting a chance to talk Royal Warriors and Michelle Yeoh and Hiroyuki Sanada being Dirty Harry. I thank you. This has been an absolute blast.
I don't know how to end these, so just let's wave at our cameras and just say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
That was one hell of an action sequence, soldier. I haven't seen shooting like that since the Battle of New Hope. The Month of Action couldn't have done it without you. Mission accomplished.